Let us discuss some properties of GP. Now, what are the main properties? If all terms of GP are multiplied or divided by some non-zero constant, then it remains in GP with the same common ratio. Okay, what does it mean? Suppose this is a GP. A1, A2, A3 is a GP. Then, if all these terms are multiplied by some constant k, then that will form a GP. Same way, A1 by k, A2 by k, A3 by k will also form a GP. Same way, if there is a GP like this and if I take the reciprocal of each number, then that series sequence is also a GP. Same way, if A1, A2, A3, this is a GP and each term is raised to certain power k, then that also forms a GP. Then one more important property which I have told you earlier also, okay, if we take the terms which are equidistant from the beginning and at the end of a GP, then their product is constant and that constant is equal to the product of first and last term. For example, if AR, AR square, AR cube, AR to the power 4, AR to the power 5, this is a GP, right? So this is the second position and this is the second last position. What is the product of these two? It is A square R to the power 5, right? Now this is a third position and this is a third last. What is the product? A square upon R to the power 5. Same way, the product of first and the last term is what? A square R to the power 5. So we observe that all are same, okay, and it is same as the product of first and the last term. If there are three non-zero numbers, then these numbers are in GP if and only if B square is equal to AC. If they are in GP, you will have this condition. If this condition is satisfied, means they are in GP, right? Same way, if there is a GP given and if I picked up the term at the regular intervals, then the collection of those picked up terms also forms a GP, right? Then this is one more property. If suppose A1, A2, AN, they are all are in GP, then log of these terms will be in AP and vice versa is also true. So these are some basic properties of GP. Now let us do few questions which may be using these properties or there may be the simple geometric progression properties. Okay. Now see, what is the first question? If S1, S2, S3 be respectively the sum of n, 2n and 3n terms of GP, then you have to prove this result. So let me first define what exactly is S1, what exactly is S2 and what exactly is S3. Now what is S1? S1 is a sum of n terms. So what is the formula? A R to the power n minus 1 upon R minus 1. Now what is S2? S2 is a sum of 2n terms. So A R to the power 2n minus 1 upon R minus 1. What is S3? Sum of 3n terms. So A R to the power 3n minus 1 upon R minus 1. Now what exactly you need to prove? You need to prove this. So first I will solve the left hand side and then I will go for right hand side. Okay, so left hand side says S1, S3 minus S2. So let me put the value. S1 is A R to the power n minus 1 upon R minus 1. And S3 is A R to the power 3n minus 1 upon R minus 1 minus A R to the power 2n minus 1 upon R minus 1. Correct? Now let us simplify it little bit. I can take A common, R to the power n minus 1 upon R minus 1 square, and in the bracket I am left with R to the power 3n minus 1 minus R to the power 2n plus 1, right? So minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled and I get A square R to the power n minus 1 upon R minus 1 ka square, and here R to the power 3n minus R to the power 2n. Clearly I can take R to the power 2n common from here. So I will have A square R to the power n or 2n I can take common, R to the power n minus 1 R minus 1 square And here, since r to the power 2n went, so r minus 1. So this and this get cancelled. Correct. Now after this there is no hope for any simplification. So I'll put equation number 1 and I'll start with right hand side. Now what is my right hand side? My right hand side is s2 minus s1 square. So let me substitute the value of s2 and s1. So now what is my s2 value? A r to the power 2n minus 1 upon r minus 1. And I need to subtract it s1 from this. So a r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Correct? And this whole thing has to be squared. So now if I square this, what I'll get? Numerator a square, denominator r minus 1 ka square. Okay. And then what is left here? R to the power 2n minus 1 minus r to the power n plus 1. And this is square. Right? So here this plus 1 and minus 1 gone, and I can take r to the power n out. So what I'll have? A square r to the power n upon r minus 1 square. Okay. And what is left now? See, when I am taking r to the power n out, because this is a square, so 2n will come out. Right? And here in the bracket, I will be left with r to the power n went out. Right? So r to the power n and r to the power n is there. So r to the power n minus 1 is left. Right? So now numerator, see, I got exactly same. Now denominator, let us check. So I got this. Okay, so why it's not matching? Okay, see, there is a stupid mistake I have done. When I am taking r to the power 2n out, so this term is what? This term is r to the power 2n into r to the power n. Right? So when r to the power 2n went out, so r to the power n should be left. By mistake I wrote r. So it is r to the power n minus 1. Right? So this square will remain, and basically I'll get a square r to the power 2n r to the power n minus 1 square upon r minus 1 to the power 2. Exactly same result I have got here also. Right? Here also it is square. This is same. This is same. So we are done. Our left hand side is exactly equal to our right hand side. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So the questions look little bit complicated, but when you start solving them, write down the formula, automatically it get resolved. So don't worry when you see the questions. Don't look at the results ki they are so complicated. It will come. If S be sum and P the product and R the sum of the reciprocal of n terms of a GP, prove this result. Okay. So S is a sum of the terms of GP. Means A plus AR plus AR square, like that. Okay. P is the product of terms of GP. Correct? And R is the sum of reciprocals. Like this. Right? Now from these I have to come to this relation. So let us first try to find out what is the value of S by R. Then I'll raise it to the power n and I'll check whether I'm going close to P or not. Okay. So now if I simplify this P here, this will become A to the power n and R to the power 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to n minus 1, which is a AP. Right? And the sum of AP with n minus 1 term is n minus 1 upon 2. This we have discussed in one more question in the previous video. Right? So I got this value of P. So now I will figure out what is the value of S by R to the power n, and I will check whether I am getting the same value or not. Okay. So now let us start working with S by R. So first let me resolve this R. Now R is also a GP and I am adding all the terms, right? So if I add all the terms, see here this is the direct formula. A r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. No issues. Now here what will be the formula? What is the first term? 1 by a. Then r to the power n. What is r here? R is 1 by r to the power n minus 1 upon 1 by r minus 1. Correct? So now if I try to simplify this, so what I'll get? R is equal to 1 by a. Okay. 1 minus r. R will go up. And here 1 minus r to the power n upon r to the power n. So this is the value of r. And what I am looking for? I am looking for value of r s by r. So now let me write a r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Denominator I should have a. I have to write r, right? So r value is what? R 1 minus r to the power n, a 1 minus r, and r to the power n. And at the end of the day I have to raise it to the power n. So I'll put the power n as well. Correct? Now let me simplify this. Now I have a square. This r to the power n minus 1, r1 minus r to the power n, it will get cancelled. 1 minus r minus 1 got cancelled. And I got r to the power n minus 1 power n. Correct? So a square r to the power n minus 1 power n I got. Now the next step what I will be doing, I can write it a to the power 2n, r to the power n minus 1. See, what is my target? My target is to write it in the term of p. So that is the reason I am trying to arrange it. Now I know that I need to figure out square. So this 2, let it be outside only. So n minus 1 I got, and outside 1 n is there. Okay. So this is, wait, I'll just correct it. This power is your 2. Right. Now from this, I should reach to the expression of p. What is the expression of p? I should have n, and I should have r to the power n minus 1 upon 2. Correct? So let me try to rearrange the terms. Okay. So if I rewrite it as a to the power 2n and r to the power n minus 1 n. Correct? Now what is the next thing I should do? Next thing I should do, I try to write it as a to the power n and square, because I want a to the power n. Correct? Then r to the power n minus 1. I want square here also. So what I'll do like this. Correct? So what is the next term? A to the power n, r to the power n minus 1 upon 2 square. And this is nothing but p square. Hence proved. Simple. So it was looking complicated, but when I start solving, it is very easy. Okay. Now let us look at the next question. Now here little bit function knowledge is required, but not in that much depth. Now if f is a function satisfying this relation for all x and y belongs to natural number such that f of 1 is 3 and summation of fx is equal to 120, find n. Now see how to start with this question. Now here they are saying f of x plus y has a property that I can split it into f of x into f of y for all x and y belonging to natural number. Correct? So this property is there in my mind. Now let me start with this. If I write f of x, can I write it like this? F of 1 plus 1 plus 1 x times. So if I write x 1 plus 1 plus 1 x time means it is x f of x. Correct? But when I apply this property, so I can separate it f of 1, f of 1, f of 1. How many times? X times. What does it mean? F of 1, how many times? X times. So power x. Now what is the value of this f of 1? F of 1 is nothing but 3 from this. So it is 3 to the power x. So f of x is equal to 3 to the power x. Now what I will do next, I need to figure out this thing. Use this equation. So summation x is equal to 1 to n, f of x is equal to 120 is given. And what is the value of f of x? X is equal to 1 to n, 3 to the power x is equal to 120. Correct. Now this is summation. What is the meaning of summation? Put x is equal to 1. So 3 plus 3 square plus 3 cube plus 3 to the power 4 up to 3 to the power n is equal to 120, which is nothing but a GP. Right? If you take n3 common, it become a perfect GP. So 1 plus 3 square 3 to the power n minus 1 is equal to 120. What is the sum of this GP? Here first term is 1 and common ratio is 3. So 1 and r to the power n minus 1 upon 3 minus 1 is equal to 120 upon 3. So 40. Correct? So you got 3 to the power n minus 1 is equal to 80. Correct? Now 3 to the power n is equal to 81. And what is 81 can be written as 3 to the power 4. So n is equal to 4, which is my answer. Simple? Now exactly same like this, there is one more question. I'll just tell you the question and the answer. You should give a try by yourself. It will be solved exactly the way I have done the previous question. Here your answer will be equal to 3. Same way you start. Take f of x is equal to f of 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to x. Create that expression, put it here and get the value of a. Okay. Now let us see the next question. Now what is the next question? A person writes letter to 4 of his friends. He asks each one of them to copy the letter and mail to 4 different persons with instruction that they move chain similarly. Assuming chain is not broken and that it costs 50 paisa to mail one letter, find the amount spent on postage when 8th set of letter is mailed. Now see, for the first letter, okay, the price is how much? 50 paisa. 50 paisa is what? 1 by 2 rupees. Okay, rupees 1 by 2. Now the amount sent by the first set. Now there are 4 people. So each one is giving half rupees. So 4 people will give how many rupees? 2 rupees. So when the 4 letters are posted, so the price is 2 rupees. Okay, now this 4 will give it to 4. So 16. So next is 4 into 4, that is 16 letters. And how much money it will be? It will be 4 into 2, that is 8. Okay, now this 16 people, they are writing again. So 4 and 4, that is 64. So how much amount is there? Rupees 8 into 4, that is 32. Now clearly 1 by 2, 2, 8 and 32 forms a GP. And they are asking me to find out the sum, okay, in the 8th set. Means I need to find out the sum of first 8 terms. Sum of 8 terms will be a r to the power 8 minus 1 upon r minus 1. Now what is the value of r here? 4 obviously, right? So substitute the value. So 1 by 2, 4 to the power 8 minus 1 upon 3. So when you solve this, you will get 43690, which is your answer. Right? So these are few application and property based question which looks complicated, but when you solve them, it is not that bad. Now look at this type of question. If A, B, C, D are in GP, you have to show this results. Right? Now if I am saying that A, B, C, D are in GP and R is a common ratio, then how you can do? Now first, A is the first term, so no issues. Now what is B? B will be AR, C will be AR square and D will be AR cube. Now let us start with the left hand side. Now left hand side is B minus C square, means AR minus AR square square. plus AR square minus A square plus D minus B, AR cube minus AR square. Correct? I need to figure out what is the value. So from the first bracket, I can take out A and R common. So what is left? 1 minus R square plus from second bracket I can take A common. What is left? R square minus 1 square. From the third bracket, what I can take out? I can take out A square, R square common. What is left? If A gone means R square is there, minus 1. Correct? So now this is what I got. Now the next time what I'll do, I'll open the expression and I'll check what I'm getting. So now the first term, if I open it by the formula, or what common term I can take from all the terms is, now from this I can take out A square common. Okay, if you take A square common, so what you will get? R square, A square plus B square minus 2AB, okay, plus R to the power 4 plus 1 minus 2R square, plus here also I have a square, so R square, A square plus B square minus 2AB, like this. Now if you simplify it, if you open it, you will get the formula of 1. You will get R to the power 6 minus 2R cube plus 1, which is nothing but A square 1 minus R cube square, which is equal to A minus AR cube square, which is nothing but A minus D square, which is equal to our right hand side. Right? So what exactly is the concept? You just assume your A, B, C, D like this and you put in the left hand side and easily you will get the right hand side. So all this type of question can be easily done and just you have to put the values and simplify. So I will leave these questions, 2 questions on you so that you can solve them. Right? They are very, very easy terms. Now look at next question. What is the next question? If A square plus B square, this are in GP. Now if I am saying these 3 terms are in GP, so I told you the last property that 3 terms are in GP, then they satisfy one property. If A, B, C are in GP, then B square is equal to AC. So same thing I will apply here. What is the B here central term? This. So AB plus BC square is equal to A square plus B square and B square plus C square. Correct? Now open both the side. A square B square plus B square C square plus 2ACB square is equal to A square B square plus A square C square plus B to the power 4 plus B square C square. Clearly this is gone, this is gone, right? So 2ACB square is equal to, what is common here? Nothing is common. So A square C square plus B to the power 4. Right? So you bring all the terms on one side. So what you will get? B to the power 4 minus 2AC B square plus A square C square is equal to 0. If you observe carefully, it is B square minus A square C square whole square is equal to 0. So B square is equal to A square C square and B is equal to AC. Right? I missed somewhere. Okay, it is B to the power 4. So this is B square and this is AC. That is a square term, right? So it was under root AC. So hence, this shows that A, B, C are in GP. And we are done, right? So the questions are very easy. Only you need to understand the main concept. Now after this, in my next video, I will be telling you what is geometric mean and what is arithmetic mean and how they are connected and how to insert the number between the arithmetic between any 2 numbers A and B. So subscribe the channel so that you will get a notification whenever I'll upload a new video. Thank you.